Hey everyone, you are listening to Narayan Jha. In this podcast, I am going to talk about my book Reinvent Yourself, which is all about learning the fundamentals of living a happy life with nothing. Basically, in this book, I have talked about the finance, goals, achievements, motivation, failures, and a lot of cool things. If you haven't gone through my book Reinvent Yourself, the episode for this podcast is specially for you. So without wasting time, let's get started with the episode. This episode is all about the chapter 7. Its name is Time is Superpower. Time is another name for supreme power. It's also been said that time is another form of energy. It all depends on you how you want to utilize this energy. You might have seen that the efforts done at right time always gives you the best results. There is no use for such efforts which are not done at the right time. That's why time is another supreme power. A lot of people don't know the ways to manage this power, and this becomes a reason for their lifetime pain. We all wish for different things in different stages of our life. A student wishes to become a doctor, engineer, scientist, policeman, and many others. A businessman might be wishes to increase his business in different countries. An old age person might want to spend the maximum of their time with their loved ones just because they are in the last stage of their life. It's all about the game of time, and things change with time. We can also say that time is another biggest tool that converts happiness to sadness or vice versa. You might not have all the days of your life happy and not all days as sad too. This is life. This creates ups and down cycles of life. For this chapter, I wrote one quote. It sounds like this: the world's most expensive asset is your time and energy. Learn the way to protect it and invest wisely, because this asset can't recover with any way. Now the question is, what is the right way to utilize this energy in an efficient way? Because if you are able to manage your time in a good way, then you will be energetic all the time. You can do all those efforts that you want to do to get your favorite thing in your life. We can use a model called urgent versus important model, which will help us to prioritize our work in such a way that we can achieve anything without impacting our important things. By the way, I haven't designed or created this model. I have just learned this model from some documentation, so just sharing with you. This important and urgent matrix contains 4 sections: urgent and important, not urgent but important, urgent but not important, and not urgent but not important. This might sound confusion, but don't worry, I'm going to tell you how exactly all this works. Using this 4 section of this basket, you will be able to easily categorize your work with its priorities. So let's start with number 1, that is urgent and important. If you have a lot of tasks to complete, think about the urgent and important task first. These are those things that you can never be declined in any case. You might be clear with the results and efforts for the same. Put those tasks into urgent and important basket, which can never avoid it in any case. Add those tasks to your timeline so that your attention can be achieved. Now moving forward to second one, that is not urgent but important. Now think about those tasks which are not urgent to do but important. For example, having food and doing exercise, it's not urgent but it's really important. You never need to fix the strict deadlines for the same, and things can be even scheduled later. Make sure you are focusing on such things. Sometimes those tasks which are urgent and not important, we generally ignored, and we face a lot of problems in the future. Once you have ignored having good food and doing exercise, your life is gonna really face hard times. In the future, when health issue will come, you'll never be able to go into the past and change the time. So it's always better to stay awake at the right time so that a good future can be made and a good past as well. Now, if I talk about the third point, that is urgent but not important, it says there is another category which is also known as urgent but not important. Sorry, I'm repeating this part again. In this category, things needs to do urgently, but that's not much important at that point. This is the case where you cannot schedule further, but it's urgently needs to be done. We can use such tasks to delegate to other people. In this way, we can utilize our time in an efficient way and save a lot of time, which can be used further to complete the category 1 and 2. Now, if I talk about the fourth one, that is not urgent and not important, it's always good practice to leave those tasks which comes under this category. Never focus on such things which are not urgent and not even important. You can add such tasks in some queues maybe that will be required in future scenarios and can be added to the first 3 categories. Everyone lives in different stages of their life as we discussed. You might be children or an adult or an old. This formula is going to be really helpful to make the best use of your time. Lord Krishna also said something great about this time. He says, among all kind of killer, time is the ultimate because time kills everything. Just be aware of your time, plan your things, efforts and risks on a timely basis so that you can achieve everything in your life in a timely way. It was wonderful having this episode. I really enjoyed. As of now, let's end this episode and we'll meet you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening.